Hello, welcome back to Gray the Gold Witch. I'm very excited to announce that personal readings are now available on graythegoldwitch.com, so go there if you'd like to get a personal reading from me. Today we're doing a reading on how to best take care of yourself. There are 4 piles today. The first is Appetite. The second is Amethyst. The third is Red Jasper. And the fourth is Orange Calcite. I'm also channeling right now the Bruno Mars song, You're Amazing Just the Way You Are. Just the Way You Are, I think is what it's called. And that's a collective energy for all of you. So yeah, take a second and pause the video if you need to and meditate on these piles. And I will see you in your reading. Okay, pile 1, if it shows the Appetite Stone, then this is your reading on how to best take care of yourself. So off the bat, what I'm seeing for you is how to best take care of yourself is really to understand your worth and understand how hot you are, because you're a very hot person, a very magnetic person. I've heard other readers talk about how we talk about attraction in complicated terms, but what life comes down to is there's some things we're magnetized towards, we're attracted to them. There's some things we are repelled by, we resist. And there's some things we're energetically indifferent to. So energetically, you are very attractive. People want to come towards you. You are the kind of person who people either can't decide whether they want to be or be with. So I'm seeing something here about you sometimes feeling this confidence and sometimes feeling like this mouse, like just small and really not knowing your worth. And I think you oscillate between the two. What I'm seeing here is that you're very mysterious. You might have tattoos. People want to know you and they just have this energetic feeling they want to be near you. And how to best take care of yourself is to accept this fact about yourself. And I think you're very humble and you pride yourself on your humility, which that's kind of a funny sentence because pride and humility typically don't go together. But I see that you are a very humble person, and sometimes maybe you had something of ugly duck syndrome when you were little, where you were raised by ducks, but you turned out to be a swan. So you're the kind of person who's very attractive and isn't maybe always used to having this level of attraction about you. And I'm thinking about Cinderella and how whenever the fairy godmother grants her wish, her and her mice, I think, turn to something too. It's not just her turning into this, getting the dress and stuff for the ball. And I think maybe sometimes you go from feeling like not very good about yourself to feeling great about yourself. And it's almost like you feel like you're under a spell of like feeling this radiant and awesome. And what Spirit's saying is that you don't have to live like this. You are always this beautiful person. You are always this person, and your perception of it's just a little bit skewed. So how to best take care of yourself is to recognize how beautiful you are, how radiant you are, how attractive you are to people, and accept this rather than trying to run from this and ignore it. And there's something about stop with the self-pity or stop with the negative self-talk, because anyone else can see your radiancy and that is doing nothing for you. So what Spirit's really saying is tend to yourself, tend to your garden, do self-care. I'm seeing take more showers, dress up more. You might be the kind of person who is so attractive and you like to play it down because of your attractiveness. And you're meant to embrace it more and flow with these gifts you've been given by the universe, because you were given the gift of attractiveness, energetically and physically. And I love that a new story is here. You decide alignment, it's coming together, because that reiterates that ugly duckling trope thing where, yeah, your past people might have made you feel bad in the past, but this is a new story and you get to decide how you tell it, and you can be as confident in it as you want to be. And you should be, because that's where your power comes from, is your confidence. And you are just aligned with your most powerful self, and you're meant to embrace this rather than going back into this fear-based mindset or overthinking or overanalyzing your attractiveness. Like, oh, maybe sometimes you're like, oh, that person. You minimize people's attraction to you. And I feel like that's normal, but you're being told to stop doing this. Stop minimizing your worth. Stop minimizing your power, because you're a very powerful person and you have a lot to offer the world. Oh yeah, you might have some really cool tattoos, or you might get some really cool tattoos in the future. The way to best take care of yourself is to stop overthinking your awesomeness, to be frank. To stop overanalyzing yourself, to stop over-intellectualizing why things work out the way they do. Because it's your energy. Your energy is just very compelling, very attractive. And I mean, you're not meant to let this go to your head, because part of your attractiveness is your humility. It's kind of paradoxical, because Spirit really wants you to know how radiant and amazing you are, but also they want you to just flow with this and not think too much about it. Just embrace this. You're meant to live this rather than running from your power, running from all of the great aspects of you. I think things are about to align in your life where you continue to raise in this confidence. You might be just having some of your dreams come true in the near future. I definitely see that. And you're not meant to run from them. The way you best take care of yourself is know that you are worthy of them and you deserve them. You do not need to feel imposter syndrome, because you're 1 in a million, and it's time for you to recognize that, because everyone else around you notices your power. It's something you fail to see. So Spirit just reminded me, I love whenever people in the public eye have the same letter, first name and last name. I'm trying to think of someone who does. I've been thinking about that recently, but I can't think of anyone off the top of my head. Sarah Silverman. That's one. It's the first one that came to mind. But yeah, maybe some people watching have the same letter, first name and last name. I don't know. That just is a random message I got. I think that some of your insecurities come from past love interests, past people you had feelings for taking advantage of you and making you feel worth less than you are. And you're meant to just move past that and flow forward and move forward, because those people they wanted to make you feel worse about yourself because they wanted to keep you around. They thought if you saw your true power, you would realize they weren't good enough for you, and they're probably right about that. So know that how they treated you came from their own insecurities, and it said nothing about you. That's an important message that I'm getting. Anything else, Spirit? Whenever you notice yourself overanalyzing or being negative about yourself, watch those thoughts, be mindful of the fact it's happening, and do what you can to stop. Whether that be listening to empowering music, painting your nails, doing your hair, doing something for self-care. Me and my friend were talking the other day. Sometimes whenever I'm feeling really low or bad about myself, or just depressed, I will put on makeup, and that self-care makes me feel just, it makes me feel happier. I don't know. It's not like I'm doing it for anybody else. I never wear makeup. So if I'm having a really bad day, I'll put it on and I'll feel a little bit better. And I think there's some psychology studies about how dressing up makes you feel better. It's just something in the human psyche that happens. But I'm seeing that it's important for us as a collective to realize that doing makeup isn't to impress anyone else. I mean, it sometimes can be, but I think Spirit's saying for you to take care of yourself and dress up. You don't have to do that for anyone else besides yourself. You can just do it to show yourself you care about yourself and to make yourself feel good. It doesn't have to be for any external reason. And that's very important to recognize because society makes all these projections onto us about why we do the things we do. And if you're doing it for yourself, that's great. And that's exactly, just do what you can to make yourself feel good. And don't worry about the societal implications because society is just a plethora of projections and unfair standards. So yeah, okay. Is there anything else for pile 1 in this spread about how to take better care of themselves? Get flowers and put them around your living space. And I'm really seeing when you feel low, taking a shower could be helpful and dressing up, even if you're going just to meet a friend for coffee or something. It'll just, I think that it'll make you feel good. So yeah, also looking at the night sky, looking at the stars if you are in an area that you can. Yeah. I'm also seeing something about just watching for stop signs. Just take care of yourself, show yourself you care about your safety and that you love yourself. So yeah, this is all about just self-care, baby. So let's look at the tarot cards for more information. What does, move this up a little. What does pile 1 need to know about how to best take care of themselves and treat themselves like the beautiful star they are? What does pile 1 need to know? The moon, my intuition guides me to the right decision. Temperance, I find clarity through calm. Four of Pentacles, I trust I'm always safe and protected. 9 of Swords, I choose my battles carefully. And 5 of Swords, I will heal myself. Okay. So you might be someone who, I think you had your heart broken in the relative past. I mean, I want to say recent past, but recent could also be like a couple years ago or like a decade. It's all relative. I mean, grief happens in mysterious ways. So I think you've mostly healed from this past pain, but maybe there was some things, maybe you dressed up for this past person or something, and that's something that you haven't really transferred over to yourself. Yeah, like there's things sometimes whenever you're in a romantic partnership or getting validation from external sources that you start to associate those self-care practices with somebody painful or somebody negative rather than seeing them as healing for yourself. And what Spirit's saying is how to best take care of yourself. You've done an excellent job and you're in your glow up era. Like, even if you haven't been through a breakup, you're in a, people talk about how when they go through people go through a breakup, typically they have a glow up afterwards because they start really pouring and investing their time and energy into themselves rather than into another person. And I think you have been having glow ups in numerous areas of your life, but you might just be fearful of letting new people in or doing certain things in a way that might invalidate yourself. You're being very careful about taking care of yourself, and you're doing a great job. But you're allowed to dress up for yourself. You're allowed to do things for yourself, and you can find a way to not associate it with these past people who caused you pain. And you're safe and protected at this stage in your life. You are safe and protected now, and you're out of that situation. And when you calm your mind, when you do meditation, whenever you show yourself you love yourself, you can come back into this healing mode of life. I think you're very protective of yourself, and you definitely are guarded with new people too. You're very mysterious. People very much want to know about you, how you tick, what goes into what your psyche is all about. I'm seeing you remind me of just this very healing presence that is very connected to nature. Being in nature could be very helpful for you too in taking care of yourself. I'm seeing you've had to deal with difficult things to have this level of beauty and dynamicness, but you can trust yourself. You know you're at a place now where you can be this confident and really feel this confident because you know that you can trust yourself to lead yourself in the right direction. Your intuition is on point, and yeah, you might not know exactly where you're going, but you'll be able to see the truth in any situation. And you can trust yourself to pick your battles carefully, know if someone's good for you or bad for you. You're very energetically aware at this point. And yes, people might be attracted to you, but you can set boundaries. And I see that you are this very mysterious, guarded person, and people aren't going to cross those boundaries. And if they do, you can assert yourself because you can always heal yourself. You're a very strong soul. You remind me of Megara from Hercules. That might be a movie that would be helpful for you. Megara from Hercules, so take a look, because that is your vibe. And she is very cool. I love her. So know that you can protect yourself and you choose your battles carefully. And I see beautiful love coming in for you. But you're meant to be self-sufficient right now and continue to raise in your confidence. And you're not meant to know what's happening next, except that you are allowed to have this glow up. And it's time for you to really embrace all of this awesome, all these awesome aspects about you, because you really are a very special person. And you might be having people come in that you're having a lot of different people come in, and no is a complete sentence. Stand up for yourself. And it's okay to put yourself out there and also be assertive and set boundaries. I think because maybe with this past person, you didn't see the truth, but they were a lesson you had to learn to continue on your journey. And that's over now. And you can really trust yourself to handle whatever comes your way. And you're meant to just have this trust in your warrior-like nature and embrace more of your power at this time. Embrace how attractive and amazing you are, and know that you will know what's right for you and what's not. So to close, I want to pull a goddess card because the energy here is just immaculate. So, okay. Persephone, bro. And then Hercules, they deal with Hades, and Hades put Persephone, he married her, and she had to spend half the year in the underworld. Okay. This is really cool that Persephone came out. I'm being reminded that sometimes we have these negative cycles, sometimes we have difficult things happen to us, but we control how we react to it and how we choose to respond. And just because you had that negative cycle doesn't mean you're not in this powerful cycle where you get to choose how you spend this new period of your life. It is time for a change. It's time for you to embrace this powerfulness of yourself. This will be positive, and all of these cycles, what you've gone through is natural, and it's time to embrace the new aspects of your life. Let your body and mind experience your life naturally and without expectation based on someone else's cycles. Pressuring yourself or others to want the same things at the same time isn't healthy or respectful of your true self. You're meant to honor where you're at, and that it's okay for you to go into this glow up, even if there's people around you who are in different cycles right now. Because I'm really seeing that this change and there's a lot of blessings coming in for you. So how you best take care of yourself is by accepting all this abundance that's coming in. So yeah, Pile 1, this is what I'm getting for you. It was an honor to read for you. Like and subscribe if you want to see more of my readings, and I will see you in another video. Take care. Bye. Hi, Pile 2. If you chose the amethyst stone, this is your reading on how to best take care of yourself. I hope you're having a lovely day or night whenever you're watching this. Let's get into it. So, what I can see for you off the bat is that you are meant to be very gentle with yourself during this time and really just pour love into yourself and care into yourself in any way you can. I think you are pretty aware of what you want to do to take care of yourself. I think you're a very wise person. You're very perceptive. The reason you found this reading is because you're very aligned with the universe, and there's something you've been wanting to make a change in your life. You've realized there's something that you've been doing that hasn't been constructive to your health or your sanity or your life in general. And I think the main obstacle in you stopping whatever this is for yourself, it could even be negative thoughts, it could be different addictions, it could be so many different things. It could be people even. So take it how it resonates for you. But there's something you're tired of. There's something you want out of your life. And you're aware that the way you best take care of yourself is by removing this noun from your life. But the main obstacle from you doing this is fear of what lies behind this experience or beyond this experience, because I think you've been so used to living in this manner for a long time, or living with this experience, whatever it is. And even though you don't like it anymore, you're tired of how it burdens your life and burdens yourself. You have a fear of what life will look like without it. And this is something that might give you temporary comfort, even with other fears, and just fears of moving forward, fears of seeing what lies in the unknown. But what Spirit's saying here is that you very much know that this will be best case scenario for you. I see you have a very beautiful heart, and animals, whether you have friends or family or your own pets, or friends or family who have pets, I think it would be very beneficial to your soul to spend time with animals. What I love about dogs and cats is that they are unconditionally loving. And I think seeing how they treat you will make you realize you deserve to treat yourself with that same gentleness and care. I know you have fear about what lies on the other side of getting rid of these things that are detracting or taking from your life. But Spirit's making it very clear that you're going to grow enormously and abundantly by making these productive changes in your life. And you're just going to feel so good about the actions you're taking and the choices you're making. And this is going to be a very abundant thing for you to do. What I'm seeing here is this is more of a confirmation to you that if you take whatever this is out of your life, if you change your behavior patterns, if you choose to do things a little bit differently, your life will be much more happy and beautiful, and you'll live in less fear. This is you confronting your fears and learning how to observe them but not let them control your life. I'm hearing easy does it. You don't need to, this isn't something that's going to change overnight, but awareness is the first step. Awareness is the first step and action is the second step. This is something you also planned on a soul level to go through this challenge and overcome it. This is something that's going to make you a stronger person, a wiser person, and more loving towards yourself. This is bringing you into a closer relationship with yourself. And you doing this will show you that you prioritize your well-being and you prioritize taking care of yourself. I'm seeing with the plant imagery here, I've seen this in other readings recently, that taking care of your basic needs, loving yourself like you're a plant, giving yourself sunlight, giving yourself water, nutrients, that is what you deserve to do. And when you think about people who put toxins on plants, it seems ridiculous. Like, why would you harm a plant with toxins? And you're being asked to look at your life that way. Why are you, if you wouldn't want to do it to a plant, why are you treating yourself in this way? That's something I'm seeing in here, and it's a funny way to look at it. But also with animals, if you wouldn't treat an animal with this care, why would you harm yourself that way? So I think you're going through some sort of obstacles that are meant to prove yourself to yourself. This is self-mastery. And you know the next step for you. I don't even have to tell you. You know. You knew before you came to the reading. And I think you're very excited to show up for yourself in this way and take care of yourself in this way. But it's sometimes hard to let go of habits or patterns we've had for a long time. So don't be hard on yourself whenever it's tough to do this, when it's tough to break a habit or tough to break a pattern, because that's just how life is. But if you believe you can, you will. And I see that in the cards that you will do this. You will surmount this obstacle. And your life is going to grow, like the abundance in your life and the happiness and satisfaction in your life is going to grow abundantly after you have made this decision. The main thing you can do to best care for yourself is to step through this door and see what's on the other side and not live in this fear anymore of doing something different, of making a change, because the grass truly is greener on the other side of this. We talk about that phrase and how people can have grass is always greener syndrome, like thinking things are better one way. But once you get to this other side, you're going to see that your life is much better than it was before. So this is the exception to that phrase. You're going to feel the abundance that comes into your life through doing this for yourself. And I feel like you're already on the precipice of making these big changes. And maybe you just needed confirmation that this was the right step for you and that you're not being dramatic. This is something that will change your life in a beautiful, beautiful way. And your intuition's correct here. So you're being asked to nurture yourself, love yourself, don't be hard on yourself as you do this. Regardless of your gender, Kind of Girl by Muna. It's this beautiful song. I think it really defines what you're going through right now. And one of the lines is, I could get up tomorrow, talk to myself real gentle, work in the garden, go out and meet somebody who actually likes me for me, and this time I'll let them. I like telling stories, but I don't have to write them in ink. I can still change the end. Or at least I'm the kind of girl who thinks I can. And that's what you're learning here, is that you can be adaptable. You don't have to live the same way forever. You can make changes to see if you feel better doing things in a different way. And you can overcome your fears. Most humans, most of us are driven by fear. That's just kind of how the human psyche works. But when you face these fears, that's where you can really make massive change and do something powerful in your life. So yeah, Pile 2, I'm really excited for you. This is one of those hero's journeys that you're going to be very proud of yourself and have a lot of confidence and self-respect because of how you handle the situation. So this is how you can best care for yourself. It's really a lifestyle change. It's a way of letting yourself be kinder to yourself. So let's look at the tarot cards for, I don't know how I said it like that, the tarot. And we will see what you need to know. Temperance, I find clarity through calm. 8 of Wands, I manifest multiple opportunities. The Lovers, I trust my knowing and make a commitment. 8 of Swords, I release myself from self-inflicted binds. I make decisions without pressure. And on the back of the deck is I am ready for a breakthrough to success. You might be fearful of this breakthrough of success. I think the thing is you know that on the other side of this, on the other side of this door, you're having a breakthrough to success. Your life is going to expand and be very beautiful. And that might be kind of scary because you don't know what it's going to look like, but I can guarantee it's going to be better than what you're experiencing right now. Still, you shouldn't make this decision from external pressure. This is an inner choice. This is you choosing to change your life for yourself. And doing this is going to help you get rid of so many negative thought loops, so many negative thought patterns. You're going to be putting yourself in a much happier frame of mind and state of being. And meditating could be an easy first step for you to do this. I'll link a resonance meditation in the description box with your reading because that's what I use and it's been very healing for me in my journey of life. So I'll link that. It's a chakra meditation and you will find clarity through the calm. You'll know what you want to do when you're being kind to yourself. Because even here, I trust my knowing you make a commitment. You know what's right for you here. You know that you're going to be manifesting a lot of opportunities and having success in this new chapter. You just have to work through these self-limiting beliefs. And we have these core beliefs that we are raised with, and some of them can be destructive and some can be productive. And you're getting rid of the ones that are destructive. You're meant to heal yourself, and you know this on a deep level. And take your time with this. There's no rush, but a lot of good is waiting for you on the other side of this. Even love, and if you want a partner or you want a resurgence in a current partnership, you're just going to realize your whole life perspective is going to change and shift. You're not going to see your past experiences in the same way once you make this commitment to yourself. And you're going to be meeting new, beautiful people, people who empower you. This is the definition of empowerment. You're going to be empowered by the choices you're making. And you're going to be doing things that really take care of yourself. You're going to have an enjoyment in your life that's very real and not superficial, and you won't be waiting for the next good thing. You're just going to be living a good life. There's a lot of flower imagery here. I've been seeing that having flowers or plants around could be helpful and healing. So I would consider that. But you're in a very abundant time. There is a portal open for you to make a new decision in your life that's going to change the course of your life and make it much more satisfactory. You're going to have much more satisfaction and happiness. So this is something you innately know you want, and just give yourself the time to make this decision. You might be tired and drained, and you're tired of fighting, and you can just surrender for yourself, surrender to that there's a new way of living that can make you happier. You're at a crossroads right now, and I can see you know what decision you want to make. And this is really Spirit just saying you are on the right path, and you are learning how to best take care of yourself, and your whole life is directed in this way at the moment. And I'm seeing something about in 8 months, you're going to be taking care of yourself in a way you never thought possible. In 8 weeks to 8 months. This is a change that's happening soon. When you allow it to happen, life is going to start getting better immediately. And I talk about how even after we make these changes, there's still bad days. Even when we commit to ourselves in this way, there's still bad days. But when you have this kind of life where you're taking care of yourself, you know that a good day will always follow a bad day. And sometimes we have to feel those unhappy feelings and get through those moments, but you're going to live in a much more balanced way, and you'll have a calmness towards life events because you know things will always work out. So I'm going to pull a few more cards for you. For pile 2, what does pile 2 need to know? What does pile 2 need to know? We have Cardinal, Gaia, creation. Oh, we've been talking about nature and animals. That's really cool. The uncreated and glass. Okay, right now, pile 2, your perspective is very clear on what you need to do. And the perspective you have right now is the one that sees things clearly and knows the choices you need to make in your life. Cardinal signs are Capricorn, Cancer, Libra, and Aries. And right now we're in Libra season, and cardinal signs are the kickstarters of different seasons. Like Libra's the kickstarter of fall, and it's get things going. And I see you're in this cardinal energy of starting a new chapter, making things happen. And you are protected as you do this. And you have so much, everything's uncreated right now. You have so much in the future to look forward to. And you can see, it's like you're looking in a crystal ball and can see your future, and that it's much more abundant when you make these changes and whenever you come back into a natural cycle with life instead of trying to run from it. You're conquering your fears right now. And you're going to be much happier. Sometimes, what's interesting with this card is sometimes our glass fog, sometimes the way we perceive things gets skewed or becomes challenging, and you're meant to clean the glass and make sure you're seeing from a clear perspective. So don't be afraid whenever your perspective shifts on this or you start to have doubts, because your glass might just be fogging. And spending time in nature will heal this. It'll bring you back to reality, because you have a lot of power right now. You are at a very crucial time in your development, and it's time for you to start taking care of yourself in this way. This is a self-love, self-mastery, self-respect journey, and it's based on action. Instead of just saying you're going to do something, you're meant to make these changes now. And I know Spirit completely has your back as you do this, and I can feel the energy in this pile, and you're ready for this. So just take the next right step and be gentle with yourself as you do this. You are a magnificent, beautiful human being and spiritual person. And you have a lot to look forward to in this journey. So I'm excited for you. This is what I'm getting for you, Pile 2. It was an honor to read for you. Like and subscribe if you want to see more of my readings, and I'll see you in another video. Take care. Bye. Hey, Pile 3. If you chose the red jasper, then this is your reading on how to best take care of yourself. So I was filming the other piles last night, and I wanted to do yours, and I immediately got the download that I needed to sleep. I needed to film this in the morning. So what I get for you is that you are a very intuitive person. You're very perceptive. And you get downloads constantly, whether you know it or not, about what you should be doing and how you should be taking care of yourself. You have that clear cognizance of knowing what's right for you or what's wrong for you in any given moment. Your intuition, you've definitely very much refined it, and you are very perceptive and hyper aware of what you need and also your surroundings and how your surroundings are affected by any given thing. You're definitely empathetic. You feel other people's emotions very strongly. And because you're so sensitive, you're hypersensitive to your environment, you need a lot of alone time to recharge, to rejuvenate yourself. So something Spirit's really coming through with on how to best take care of yourself is to take each day as it comes, and to, if you have one bad day, the next day doesn't have to be bad too. You have a fresh start every day, and sleeping things off is a very good way to take care of yourself. You might be someone who stays up thinking, or you might get downloads or intuitive hits at night, and you're being reminded that it's okay for you to sleep. It's okay for you to sleep this off. And you can start every day with a new positive outlook. Because I see the way you best take care of yourself is for you to father yourself, regardless of your gender. You are meant to protect yourself, take care of yourself, and do what's best for you. And it's almost as though you're parenting your young, inner child and showing yourself that you can take care of yourself and give yourself a proper bedtime and take care of yourself whenever you're drained by external circumstances, because you really do pick up on external energies very quickly. And this is a gift, but it's also something that means that you have to constantly do the self-care to recharge your battery, because your battery can be drained by these excess disruptions and certain situations in your life. So I'm seeing that your mind can start racing, and really what Spirit wants to say is the best way for you to care for yourself is to get proper sleep and to take each day as a new day. Don't dwell too much on past experiences, because all you have right now is the present, and all you can do is focus on what's happening in your current moment. There might be a lot of distractions around you and a lot of things happening in your external environment, and this is about protecting yourself from those energies. And I see that you do a very good job of this and not taking on other people's burdens or judging external stimuli in a negative or positive light. I think you just take everything in as information, and this is very productive for you, because if you judge everything as good or bad as it comes in, it can be very emotionally draining. And I see that you're learning right now how to just accept things as they come and not put a label on the information you're given. You're learning how to enhance your powers, because the more you're able to do this without it emotionally draining you or affecting you negatively, the more your powers will strengthen. But the best thing you can do as you have this perception raised and heightened is to rest whenever you feel you need to, and not feel like you need to say yes to every external experience that comes your way. You're meant to be a little bit strict with yourself about what energies you choose to focus on and what you choose to spend your time doing. And every morning you're meant to remind yourself that it's a fresh slate and anything can happen and you can make of the day whatever you want it to be. And I think that this is going to make life more of an adventure for you, because you get so much information and clear cognizance where you know what's going on and why it's happening. It'll make every day an adventure, and you don't have to let the past influence your present moment. So I see you really learning how to utilize your powers and the gifts that the universe has given you to your advantage, and not letting them drain you. You're working with them rather than trying to resist them or letting them dominate your life. There's something here about not taking things too seriously. Just accepting information as it comes in, accepting that you have this intuition, and just enjoying it and not putting labels or judgments on what you're experiencing. And anytime things feel too disruptive or too overwhelming, you're meant to rest, and you don't need to be going all the time, because for you to have this amount of intuition, you need rest periods. You can't be going all the time or you'll burn out. So this is you learning how to be strict with yourself about setting these boundaries so that you can enjoy this to the fullest and have pure clarity and not become hypervigilant, because you're so hyper aware you don't want to become overwhelmed by these downloads. So resting and caring for yourself and being gentle with yourself and allowing yourself to take this rest. That's how you will best take care of yourself at this time. So yeah, I feel a very gentle, graceful energy from you, and you're just meant to give yourself this love and just take each day as it comes. I've been watching Curb Your Enthusiasm with Larry David, and I've been rewatching it. I love Larry David, and for some reason I just got to download it. You might enjoy watching that show. So, okay. What does pile 3 need to know? I'm inspired to follow my passion. How can pile 3 best take care of themselves? 3 of Pentacles. When I show my work, others give support. The Lovers. I trust my knowing and make a commitment. 8 of Swords. I release myself from self-inflicted binds. And 3 of Wands. I have the energy to realize my goals. King of Pentacles. I'm sure of my place in the world. And 8 of Pentacles. I dedicate myself to what I believe in. Okay, so my energy and my voice can sometimes change or shift based on the energy I'm reading. And I think you might be a soft-spoken person or someone who is very deliberate in what you say and how you say it. I think you're always constantly picking up on energy around you. And Spirit's really calling me to tell you that one way to stop this energetic overload is to imagine in your mind's eye a force field or a circle of gold light around you, something that separates you from your external environment. That's something I do whenever I feel like energy is coming in too quickly. So that's something that could really help you whenever you're feeling overwhelmed in a public space or even in just your day-to-day life. So yeah, you've been doing a lot of work on yourself, pile 3, and you've been really looking at your limitations and how to move past them. You've been doing that shadow work, and that's why your powers have been enhancing. That's why your intuition is probably at a higher level than it's ever been in your life, because you've been intentional with the work you've been doing on yourself. You're very passionate about this phase of your life, and I think people are really seeing your perceptivity and your ability to just be so connected with your external environment and inner world. You're at a place where you're trusting your knowing, you're trusting what you see and how you see things, and you're really coming into your certainty of yourself. And the main thing I think that makes you feel like you're not taking care of yourself is whenever you're overworked or too tired, or your batteries just run low. So the simple fix for this is to rest and sleep on it, and you'll feel better in the morning. Or even if it's a nap, that could be helpful for you. Because I see that you're on a path now where you're really fighting for what brings passion to your life, what feels meaningful. You know your powers, you know your gifts, and you're using them to their full potential. And you're continuing to grow in this and develop these skills. And you might have kept them internal for a while, but you have begun to show them to other people and be open about your ability to see. That all know card, that really encapsulates energy I'm getting from you. And you're making a commitment to yourself in pursuing these dreams. And you're really maturing in this sense. And the main thing I see is that you might just be having a lot of stimuli coming in because you're excited about this, you're passionate about this. And you probably want to go all the time because you have so much love for the work you're doing on yourself and in the world. And you just want to continue to make strides forward. But Spirit's really reiterating and driving this point home that rest will make you more powerful. It's like the simple analogy of using your phone. Like if your phone runs out of battery, you can't use it anymore. You've got to recharge it, and that takes some time for it to charge. So that's something I'm seeing for you, is that's a simple way to care for yourself, is allow yourself to recharge your battery and rest when you need to. And I'm also seeing that really, like, you're going to be having new people come into your life that really stimulate you and you enjoy being around them. And there's just sometimes you have to be strict with yourself and give yourself space to rest, because you can't constantly be stimulated and constantly be doing things. And you're learning that your worth isn't defined by how much you do or how much you experience. And you're learning to parent yourself in this way and tell yourself no whenever you need this rest. And you're learning to set these boundaries with yourself to take care of yourself. Even in your work, in your social life, in all avenues, you're just learning how to balance out your life. And part of that balance is rest and self-care. And that's the main thing. I think that's the thing that's imbalanced in your life right now, because so much other external stimuli is going on. And you want to go all the time, but that's just, we're humans and we have limitations. And I can see that you're a very spiritually advanced soul, and your soul probably wants to be going all the time, but you have to accept and surrender to your human limitations, that we're in a human vessel and our human body needs to sleep. So I want to pull a few more cards for you. Okay, we have Mercury, 33, and sirens. Okay, so you're in your baller energy right now, pile 3. I think you are attracting a lot of things to you. You're also being attracted to a lot of things in your outer environment that give you passion. And you might have gone through a phase in the past where you didn't really feel this passion. So the fact that it's back, you want to just keep going and do as much as you can and experience as much as you can with these feelings of satisfaction and fulfillment. And I see that you're a master at communication right now with people and just in every avenue of your life. You have such a good perception and you're saying what needs to be said and you're saying things on the nose, like you're saying exactly what needs to be said in any given situation. And you're doing it well and people are very impressed by you and they think you're something very special. People don't run into people like you very often. So you're in a glow up era. You're in a very powerful, dominant energy. Even though you might be soft-spoken, your energy is very powerful. And maybe your soft-spokenness comes as it kind of balances out your powerful nature, makes you less intimidating to people. So, yeah. Spirit's really saying you're in a great place. And Mercury runs really fast. I mean, it's the fastest planet. It's going, and sometimes you just need to rest. So the main thing here for you, the best way to take care of yourself is to balance out this rapid energy with slow energy. Maybe where you watch Curb Your Enthusiasm for a few hours and just rest your mind and do something that isn't productive. Do something that's just enjoyable for you. I think that balance is exactly what you need right now. So, pile 3, I'm going to leave it there. It was an honor to read for you. You were doing great things. You're in a very beautiful time in your life, and this is all about balance, and life is about balance. So, this is just some info for you to help yourself. So, this is all I'm seeing for you. It was an honor to read for you. Like and subscribe if you want to see more of my readings, and I will see you in another video. Take care. Bye. Hey, pile 4, if you chose the orange outside, then this is your reading on how to best take care of yourself. So, this reading is really cool, actually. You have healed through a lot of emotional pain and a lot of turmoil in your life. And what Spirit's saying is that, and this is something that I've heard before but hadn't really seen, so it's really cool to see it in this, written out this way in an energetic lens, but when you write something down, you release energy. You purge what you're feeling, and that's why journaling can be such a therapeutic practice, is because you're getting something out on paper that needs to get out. And I ended up journaling before your reading because I could see that was the way for you to best care for yourself, and I felt I should do that before I give you this message so that I am, acting rather than just saying these truths to you. And it was so therapeutic. I feel like there was some stuff I have worked through that I hadn't really released with resentments towards people in my past. And what I'm seeing here is that for you to best take care of yourself, you've done a great job of healing from the past, but there are people who, with suppression of the star being by hands unworthy, somebody did you dirty in the past, somebody didn't treat you right, somebody hurt you, and you have moved on from this in a very profound way, and you're much better off in your current life than you were when you were dealing with these people. But what I'm seeing is that writing about this and just having a stream of consciousness and writing out whatever you need to say is going to be very therapeutic to you, because you might have some new insights that you hadn't realized before by writing this out and just saying what's on your heart. And by doing this, you're going to be able to trust that everything happened for a reason, and you learned a lesson through this difficulty, and that you saw your worth more than ever through this experience, because you realized what you wanted to put up with and what you could no longer put up with. I'm seeing, regardless of this, writing as much as you can during this period will be really helpful for you. You have incredible ideas, you have incredible insights, and you are meant to preserve your knowledge and information on paper right now. You are meant to contain this. You're a very wise person and very emotionally developed, and your words, even if they're just for you, they deserve to be written down and saved. You've gotten yourself out of some very difficult situations, and you've embraced change, you've embraced growth, and you're at a very different point now than you were when this event happened. But writing about it, writing about what happened to you at different times in your life, from different perspectives, could be very healing for you. I see that you know yourself. You know that you didn't deserve this, and you have a very beautiful perspective on it now. And getting out your insights on it, on these hands that suppressed you, that were unworthy, you're going to have better insights on your past and how you want to move forward. You are a very strong, courageous person, and I think you see your worth in a way that you didn't see it for a long time. And I see a period of rapid growth for you in the coming months. Specifically, I'm seeing December and January and February. And yes, the winter is going to be very growth-filled for you. It'll be like summer, metaphorically, in your life, spring in your life, coming a little early. So during this period that you're in right now, you're meant to reflect and get everything you need to get out on paper, because your ideas are going to be very important in the coming months. And by writing them down now and your perspective down now, you're going to grow subconsciously in your confidence in what you have to say and why you have to say it. There's a hard truth that sometimes people hurt other people because they think that it helps them release some steam in their unhappiness or dissatisfaction in their lives. And it's a cruel thing. People can be cruel, but it has nothing to do with you. And it's time for you to reflect on your feelings about this, because there's some grief that still needs to be processed. Specifically, I'm seeing some anger towards these people. It needs to be processed. And the way you best care for yourself is by writing this down, by putting a pen to paper, because you have healed this, and it's time to show yourself how far you've come, how strong you are without these situations in your life. And from here, I'm seeing, like, in my mind's eye, I'm seeing a tree and how roots continue to grow off each other underneath them. And I see that by writing things down in general, you're going to have a lot of offshoots of ideas and inspiration that don't even have to do with this thing. But your sacral chakra is being referenced here. And I think that that was really affected by this treatment, and you're being healed at this time. And the best way to heal your solar plexus and sacral chakras are through this writing practice. So even after, like right now, I would get out a piece of paper and just write what's on your mind, because there's some things that want to be released. And when you do this, it releases energy. Difficult energies inside you will leave you, and you will feel lighter, and you'll feel that these things are being processed as it happens. You're going to realize how far you've come from this event and how much richer and satisfying your life is now. But it's something that is in your subconscious that wants to be made conscious. And this is how you do that. And that's why they call it streams of consciousness. Is whenever you're interacting with a journal in that way, you're letting your subconscious speak and come forward. And you're allowed to feel angry about this because this card really reiterates that whatever happened in your past was unjust and unfair. But that doesn't mean you have to focus on that forever. You can move forward, and this is a beautiful way to move forward. Because it's not ignoring what happened, but it's choosing to face it as it is, know your worth, and continue on. So let's look at tarot cards for more information for you. What does Pile 4 need to know on how to best take care of themselves? 9 of Wands, I am strong for as long as I need to be strong. 3 of Swords, I see things exactly as they are. Temperance, I find clarity through calm. Temperance has come out for every pile, which is cool, but this is a card on how to best take care of yourself for sure. The Hermit, I follow my own path. The Chariot, I go forward with confidence. And the Queen of Pentacles, I have everything I need to prosper. You are so cool, Pile 4. You got out of a really tough situation. I'm seeing immediately that whatever happened in the past, how to best take care of yourself is to leave it. I'm also seeing 6 of Wands. I am proud of what I achieved. You accept my rewards. The situation could never have made you happy, and I think you recognize that now, and writing about it will reiterate that to you. You were as strong as you needed. You were strong for as long as you needed to be strong. And looking at things now with less emotion in it, you'll be able to see things exactly as they are and how cruelly you were treated by these people, because they really were cruel. And I really do think it comes down to some people subconsciously think when they stamp out someone else's light, they'll get more light. It's a very cruel, selfish thing, but that's not how it works. And they will follow their path, they will find their way. But they're not going to hurt you any longer. And by processing this out, you'll find more peace. Because you deserve peace here. And I see that this was fated. This event was fated for you to know your worth and to choose yourself and follow your path. Because the path you're heading on is glorious. And I really do see in the coming months you're going to be going forward with confidence and having a lot of beauty into your life. And really feeling like you can support yourself and take care of yourself. And you're going to look back on this chapter in the coming months and just be so grateful it ended the way it did. Because you're going to see so much success and abundance coming into your life. This is promised to you, all of this beauty. It's time for you to reflect on this perspective, though. You're on this past situation and realize that you were really in survival mode with these people or in this place. And that it really didn't treat you fairly. And by choosing yourself, you're moving forward in a very beautiful way. I'm also seeing the idea that you will have people who are on your team, and these people were fighting against you. They were on a different team, and they might have masqueraded around as though they were on your team, but they weren't. And you can find that clarity through calmness, because you're safe now. You're in a safe space now. This is in the past. And in the coming months, you're going to go forward with confidence and realize you have everything you need to prosper. You're going to have an abundance mindset. And reflecting on this past and really showing your subconscious that you understand that you didn't deserve this treatment, that is how you will move forward with confidence. By showing that you know your worth. And that this situation doesn't define you, it just propelled you into a state of confidence and self-respect. You're much wiser for this experience. And you really are able to harness your power in a way you weren't before. This was a tough battle you went through. It was a battle of life, metaphorically. And you had to choose yourself, and I think you had a lot of love for this thing in the past. Because you're a light, you saw the light in them. But their light, they weren't using their light. They were coming from a place of fear and lack. And when you come into this abundance, you absolutely deserve it. You are so worthy of all this beauty. And processing out this past betrayal and the grief you have with it will make you really be able to enjoy this to the fullest and not feel any guilt or shame for achieving this abundance, because this situation wants you to feel that. And how you best take care of yourself is by saying no and choosing yourself and letting yourself enjoy this time. I think I'm having a little bit of trouble speaking, and I think these people really didn't let you use your voice. And it's time for you to use your voice, and you can do that by journaling. You're in a beautiful chapter of your life now, and it's time to correct those past wrongs for yourself. And that doesn't mean interacting with these people, it means correcting them for yourself and showing yourself that you know better now and know that you deserve better now. So let's look at a few more cards. For you, pile 4, I'm going to use some great cards. Anything else that I should use yet? I have Venus, waning crescent, shell release, and sun splendor. Okay, Spirit's releasing. You are at the very end of healing this. With the waning crescent here, this is right before a new moon, and I see that you have almost released this. And with shell here with release, you have released most of the pain from this, and you're about to have a very sunny new chapter. And really, how you release the rest of this is by knowing your worth and giving yourself self-care. Pile 1 might be very relevant to you on how to give yourself this Venusian energy of giving yourself beauty in your life. You're about to have this chapter is promised to you, and you're just in the midst of closing out this past chapter once and for all, and realizing that so much good has come from this leaving your life. I heard someone say recently that life is a series of memories, or a series of experiences that become memories, and that's really what matters, is those small moments of joy. And if these people continued on your path, this thing continued on your path, whatever it may be, it wouldn't have had these beautiful experiences you're going to have in the future, these beautiful moments that are meant to be part of your life story. So this was fated. You're almost done releasing this out. Journaling is how you get the last leg of that, and by leaning into this Venusian energy of beauty and grace and I'm hearing elegance. Treating yourself with the worth of elegance, I guess. Keeping flowers around your house might be helpful for you now too. Yeah, Pile 4, you have done a lot of work on this, and Spirit's really saying that a new day is about to dawn. This past chapter is really being released and processed through. And your next chapter is very, very colorful and beautiful. I think you're in the dark for a while because of how these people were. But you're coming into color. You're coming into happiness and beauty and radiancy, and you deserve every last second and moment of it. And processing this out allows you to fully embrace this new chapter rather than having any guilt or shame about receiving it that might be projected onto you by these hands unworthy. So, yes. Pile 4, this is what I'm getting for you. It was an honor to read for you. Like and subscribe if you want to see more of my readings, and I'll see you in another video. Take care. Bye.